this substance, this thing take over your mind and you're not thinking properly.
Maybe this isn't normal. Maybe I'm overdoing it.
You don't even realize you're going down that downslope until you're almost towards the bottom, and then you're scrambling and you're like, what happened?
Turned into more of like, I need this drug or else I'm gonna be sad all the time.
And so before I knew it, it progressed worse and worse and worse to the point where a lot of them wouldn't even want to be around me if I were drinking.
RecoveryBuild opened in 2018 to create a safe space for teenagers with substance use challenges. At RecoveryBuild, peer mentors and counselors work with the teenagers to explore a path of recovery. On Cape Cod, there is no adolescent treatment for teenagers with substance use challenges. They have to go off Cape. There's also no after-school program for teenagers with substance use challenges. When they come out of treatment and come back to Cape Cod, they come back to the same people, places, and things that supported and fueled their addiction.
I was just because my friends were doing it, and that's what we did.
It very quickly became an everyday thing for me because of the people I was hanging out with every day were already doing that.
We're the only teen space on Cape Cod that deals with teenagers with substance use challenges.
RecoveryBuild is a safe place for them to go and kind of talk about what's happening in their life, and other people can relate.
They listen to one another, they listen to stories about each other's substance use, and they feel like they found a safe, supportive, alternative peer group.
Or even the feelings that people are saying, feeling empty and numb, and you can relate to that and use substances to cope with that. You can kind of acknowledge that you have a problem. And so that's how I came into recovery, is I saw myself in other people.
Kids that they brought were also either smoking pot or getting in trouble, sort of part of their social group. So then they could come and be social together, but in a safe place where they could hear about recovery.
One of the teenagers in the program shared that talking to our counselor, even though she looked old, she got him and she understood.
They were kind of funny. They were like, I don't mean like you're old or anything, but you're the first older person that I could talk to that really understood what I was going through.
Right.
And that I know meant a lot and held a lot of weight, and I think kept them coming back.
90% of adults who have an addiction today started using substances as teenagers. And for us, it's so critical to bring this population to resources as early on as possible to get ahead, again, of the disease of addiction. Recovery results from alternative peer groups that they have tracked since their existence, 85% of teenagers who are members of an alternative peer group will maintain their sobriety versus a 30% national average if they're not in an alternative peer group. Our hope is to scale this program out across the Cape so that there's an alternative peer group program in Provincetown, in Truro, in Wellfleet, in Sandwich, so that teenagers have access to this incredibly important resource.
It's just like changing maybe like one little thing in one little person, you know what I mean? And that can create a better life for them in the future.
One of our operating principles at our nonprofit, Behavioral Health Innovators, is to co-create solutions around substance use and mental health issues with people with lived experience. And we want to work with the teenagers themselves because they know best what resonates with them, how to speak about the issues that pertain to them so that their peers will hear the message that they're giving. Over the past 10 years, the United States has seen an alarming increase in anxiety, depression, and suicide. And studies show younger generations are being hit the hardest. 1 in 3 teenagers meet anxiety disorder criteria by age 18. 1 in 5 teenagers have experienced depression. 17.2% of high schoolers have seriously considered committing suicide. These are as a result of teen stressors such as bullying, school shootings, unrealistic expectations from social media, and gender identity issues, among others. One of the hardest things for parents to do is to reach out for help for their child. It's still a disease that has stigma associated with it, and there's a lot of misunderstanding about addiction. Parents and caregivers are probably the last people to see the impact of substances on their child. So it's even more critical for parents to get information about the program, get information from friends who have experienced RecoveryBuild, and to reach out for their teenager.
None of us are perfect. We all want to be forgiven for the things that we've done, so we have to be forgiving with our friends and family. Sometimes it's family members that are struggling, and you have to tell people, you have to be upfront and forward with people and make them aware of their behaviors. First of all, the problem is it's really up to them.
I know why I wake up every day. I know what I have to do during the day, and I know what my goals in life are. And when I was using, I had no direction. I was completely uncertain about everything I was doing.
Find your passion. So why are you here? And I believe once you find why you're here, sky's the limit. And what I'm doing now is I'm giving back. I'm using my gift to tell the youth that you can be anything you want. And drugs and alcohol will deter that.